Welcome back to X4. Yes, I decided to do a second season. Yes, that's because there's DLC coming out soon. Or at least apparently in 2019, and there's lots of new versions. In particular, the version I was interested in is this 2.6 beta. It's out now on Steam. Steam's normal mainline branch is still 2.5, but if you go into the beta, if you have a look at the release notes, there is a code you can put in. I think it's like, I backed up my saves. I don't care about exiting saves, so that's fine. But you put that in, you get access to the beta branch, and then you can get this version. Now, the 2.6 beta has a bunch of economy changes and improvements, sort of just making things more intelligent for trading ships and all kinds of other stuff like that. So I wanted to give it a try, and of course, you're welcome to come along. And yeah, if you do like it, you feel free to click on the like button below. Otherwise, let's get started and let's see where we get to. Now, it's been quite a while since I played, probably about 8 to 9 months, so I am probably going to need your guys' advice as normal, as I normally forget things when I've left it for this long. But let's get started with a new game. I'm not going to play the intro again. That was in the first season. All I'm really concerned with is getting into the game, because whatever intro you choose, it's basically, hey, here's a scrappy starting ship. It probably only has one out of two engines working, and half the controls don't work, and it's made out of plastic. So why don't we get started with a new game? And I'm just going to choose. It doesn't really matter which one of these I choose. You get a little bit, well, quite a bit more money. Well, let's say quite a bit more money. That's really not going to be a lot more money if you choose to this unworthy entrepreneur. But why don't I make my life a little bit more difficult? Let's see, Untested Explorer is 5,000, and we start in Sacred Relic. If we start with the Young Gun, that's again the first choice, and I'm not going to listen to the intro again. That was in the first season. So let's just get started and let's head into the game. I'm just going to escape through this. We don't want that intro. Obviously no spoilers there, so you feel free to watch that if you wish. And we're going to get loading into the station. Now, at the start of the game, at least in the start of the season 1, there used to be a lot of ways you could sort of earn a lot of money at the start of the game, and they were all sort of patched out and not actually working that well. So what we're going to do is use at least one of the methods that is still working quite well, and that is crystal mining. So we don't really have full-on mining to get started with, or really a ship to do it with, but crystals don't take up that much cargo space. I'm not even sure they take up any cargo space. It's been a while since I actually, well, we'll see what very shortly. So we're going to go for crystal mining, and that is easy. You remember I started Rebel Galaxy Outlaw recently, and I've still got to go and do a couple more episodes on that. But since it was a similar activity, it reminded me of X4, and I thought, well, it's probably a good time to go and do this as well, because in X4, instead of sort of just mining random spots on an asteroid, you actually have to look at it with your eyes. Yes, with your eyes. So I'm going to press F to go and sit down, and then we're just going to click on undock. So controls, in my case, I've chosen to use mouse and left click and hold. And then Q and E to rotate, to roll essentially. WSAD to basically strafe in 4 different directions. Z and X are increase and decrease speed. But in my case, I'm just going to hold down tab, and we get a pretty terrible drive to start off with. It takes up a lot of energy and gets used up pretty quickly. So we're going to spin around, and let's first of all just set my speed quite low. You'll see there's our starting station. Later on, we'll probably get on with the main storyline, but to get started with, we want a bit of money, don't we? So there is an asteroid belt, and I'm guessing that's where we want to go. So I'm just going to set that up to maximum, and let's just boost over there, really, and let's just see whereabouts we are. So we started in Black Hole Sun 4, and you'll see there is our jump gate and our main sort of highway down and out of the sector. So we're going to need to scan. So shift 3 and hold in R and let go when it hits the high note, and you get a scan, and it will go and find various things. There was one sort of thing over there, and you'll see other things highlighting as it actually hits them, as it heads further and further away. You're starting to see the first asteroids. So we're going to increase speed a little bit. We can go into long distance mode with shift 1, and that's going to increase speed even more. And that's activated. You'll see our speed is quickly working its way up. And if we go into map mode, you'll see the asteroid belt begin to appear. There's other things down here. You'll see our long distance scan has picked up unknown stations in various different ways. And one thing I will mention right at the start of the series, this area here that is sector is not exactly this size. It's a bit it's not really explained very well at first. So as far as I understand it, and people can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I'm slowing down, right? I am slowing down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go through these gates between different sectors, you might think that this blue border on the outside is the end of the sector. It isn't. If you go out past it, everything sort of zooms out, but you're still not to this sector, if you like. So this is like an abstract representation of your sector. If you go outside of it, there can be content out there. Maybe not necessarily commonly, but there is content out there. So don't just think those are hard borders or anything like that. You can go outside them that still won't be in another sector. Hopefully that's clear. If it's not, then I'm sure we can argue about it in the comments, or at least make lots of suggestions. So here we are at the asteroid belt, and now we've got to look for crystals because they're going to be a nice source of source of credits to get started. Remember, we have that 10,000 credits. It's nothing. It can't really give us all that much at all. So all we really need to do now is just set our speed to be full and boost through a little bit, and keep an eye out for sparkly things on the asteroid. Literally sparkles. That's what you're going to do, sparkle mining. And I will see, well, once I find one, I will go and basically show it on camera. It may take me a minute or two. It doesn't generally take very long. Once you find an asteroid belt, you will find them in most systems. So I will bring you a little bit closer. Okay, you may not be able to see it, but this asteroid right ahead here has, or at least I saw it sparkling just before I started recording. So I'm going to boost in and around it. And then I'm going to drop our speed all the way down. And then we should be able to, well, I can rotate contra to its rotation. And it should be a little bit easier to actually see when it comes around. Assuming that it's not already on screen. When you're this close, you can't actually see them as sparkles. You can just see them as colored crystals. So they will stick out. Well, not necessarily like a sore thumb, but you can see right there is some crystals. Now that's quite a good one. That's blue. The worst kind is going to be purple. So I'm just going to right click to fire, and I need to go down and follow this around a little bit. So I'm just going to keep shooting it until it's basically broken, which it now is, and hold down O. And O will drag in all of that stuff. You see all those crystals are being pulled in, and there we go. So inventory items are going to appear. So I can just press escape, click on player information, and left hand side I've got inventory. Menelian crystals, 10 of, each are at 10,000. So immediately, one rock, you get 10 times your starting credits. Remember when I said that other start doesn't give you a lot of credits to start with? Well, that's because you can get this amount. Now, blue is not the best of option, by the way. I'm not sure what all these items are, by the way. I don't remember them in the previous playthrough. Certainly not Shade of Innocence. I did look at what was the encyclopedia element for this, and it just said no information available. So I need to go and investigate what those are. But anyway, regardless, I then have this Menelian crystal, so I need to go and find some more. Purple being basically the lighter the color, the better it is. Purple, terrible. White, amazingly good. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more mining out here, and then we're going to head straight back to the station and see if we can sell them. So I will show you some more of the crystals as and when I find them, just so you know what to look for. And here's literally the next asteroid that I found, and this one has yellow on it. So let's go and see what yellow gives us in terms of actual credits that we get. Come on, there we go. Hopefully that will break. I think that's everything. Well, in fact, no, maybe a bit more. You'll see it actually break in terms of its model. It will look broken once you've got this done. Maybe that is actually broken after all. Yeah, okay. So let's just press O. See how many of those we get. Looks like, again, quite a few. Okay, so Agualite crystal and a couple of other things. So drop container collected, unstable crystal, and some other stuff that is probably bad. Okay, so what we have to do for that, and is that actually broken? It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, I guess it is, so that's fine. Let me just head out here a little bit so I'm not near any of these asteroids. And let's take a look at our inventory. So let's go across to the player information and inventory again, and you'll see unstable crystals, Agualite crystal, and Menelian crystal. So the Agualite, the yellow, is worth double. So for 10 wares, we get 20,000 each, or 200,000 credits. Something I would very much like. There's also this handy little button here. You don't have to do this if you want to play like well, let's just say a Han Solo smuggler type, but in this case, it's worth 5,000 credits it's not necessarily great. Spacesuit, other stuff, yeah. So if we just press drop all illegal wares, that will keep us nice and safe, and that is a good way to just make sure that you don't get into problems with the authorities. Anyway, the other thing I was going to say, just while you're in here, first of all, one of the things you should do, and don't forget to do this now because you will regret it later if not, go into global orders on the left hand side here, and you'll see there's all these things down here. And this is basically whenever you choose to buy ships. If you haven't seen the first season, well, you're probably missing something, but yeah, you should watch more of my videos. Anyway, if you didn't watch the first season, you can buy ships, have them piloted by the AI and the computer, and basically get them to do various things. Now, things like mining, trading, etc., fighting. But they all have customizable orders, and one of the options for that is finding abandoned ships. Found abandoned ships right here. By default, the default response is to ignore abandoned ships. No. I want them to. Well, I certainly want them to tell me. So notify me if incident occurs. So that is the default. That's fine. Whether you choose I think I'm going to choose market. Okay, so I want it to be marked on the map just so I can go and get that later. I don't necessarily want them to claim it because if they can claim it, they can sometimes damage abandoned ships, if I remember rightly. If you have Marines, employed people basically who claim ships, they can damage ships. So I just want them to mark it so I can go and pick it up myself. That used to be a much easier way of getting ships that were less damaged. So I just want to change that one thing. And then there's all kinds of other things. For example, found lockbox. I also, collect would probably be fine, I guess. Oh, that is a miner. You see that thing, like asteroid explode in there? That's a miner. Collect. Yeah, I want collect for that, I think. And then pirate harassment. I want them to comply with pirate harassment. I don't want them to try and fight it out. The ships that we'll be getting to start off with will not be able to defend themselves that much, and having them comply is a good option. So I'm going to just leave that for now. If anyone's got any extra suggestions, you can put them in the comments below. But for now, that will get us started. So our net worth is 400 grand. Well, yeah, sort of. And my inventory is most of it right now. So I can either go back to the station or indeed keep on hunting for more crystals. So, while you're out there, and in this case, an asteroid belt, I found this. You'd find them just on the long-range scanning mode, shift 3 and then hold down R. And it's a lockbox, as you might imagine. So I'm just going to press F, and let's see if I can actually open said lockbox. Can we? Yes, we can. Container. And that is just the unstable crystal again. So that is, again, illegal. Not really sure I want it. Is there anything else out there? No. So, no, unfortunately, that's not something I can... And that's not something I can allow in my game. But if you want that in yours, keep an eye out for the lockboxes. So I'm just going to go again and go to my inventory, drop all legal items. And you'll see I also got some new type of crystals. So this one's worth 30 grand each. And a grand total of 210 grand. This one is more like a sunset orange colour. So sunset orange and yellow are both very, very nice. White is even better, but I haven't found any of those yet. Okay, so after my haul of mining and a crash, so my inventory is slightly different because I had to redo it. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of those 30 grand crystals, but I got some more of the other kinds, so it's overall about the same amount. We're going to dock with the station, so I'm just going to press Shift and D. You can just press F and then choose it from this menu. Let me just select it first of all. Yeah, there we go. So if I press F, you'll see I got options here, but if I press Shift D, it is just a shortcut to that. And now you're going to find out why one of the first upgrades you're going to want is going to be basically a docking computer, because it's a bit of a pain to actually dock manually. You just got to line everything up in all the different axes it asks you to, which is not terribly hard, but occasionally when another ship has come in, I've ended up colliding with the ship, with the station geometry and getting stuck inside there. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's extraordinarily irritating. So I do definitely like having a docking computer at hand. So all you got to do with this thing is, much like Elite Dangerous, you have this thing to line up, and a few different things to line up basically, including all of these. There we go, and down we go, hopefully. Let's slow down to 0. Are you gonna let me dock? Nope. No, you're not. Come on, nearly there. Just forward a little bit more. Forward a little bit more. This is why it's slightly annoying, and hopefully that's now going to let me dock. There it goes. So that's docked. and I don't want to have to do that again. So one of the first things I want to do when I sell is actually trade and upgrade stuff. So let's just take a look at trading first of all. Can I actually buy it straight from here, or do I need to get out? It's been a while. Yeah, I think I need to actually get out for this kind of thing, but that's fine. Let's go and head and do that. So I'm going to get up and head on over to the trading area, and that is that this side or is that that side? I think that's this side. Let's go and find the trader. So here we are at the trader. Just press F and press 1 and etc. You can get into its menu, or his menu. Don't like that light shuddering there, but anyway. But you can have a look in here. There's a bunch of different things we can actually buy or sell. In this case, the Agulite crystal is the one we actually want to sell. So we will get 665,000. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. And I will also want to sell the Bandonite. This is the purple stuff. It's not worth very much by comparison, but there is 41 of it, so that's another 41 grand. I don't think I have... Oh, I have some Menelane crystal. That's the blue stuff. So we'll get that sold as well. That's another 19. That's 896,000. Not bad for a first 10 minutes?
Hello.
20 minutes? Yep, so we'll just confirm that. Thank you very much. And do I have my money? I hope I do. I'm going to press 6. Yep, new balance is 906,000 credits. So now I'm just going to go back to the ship, and in fact, can we teleport back to the ship? Is it Shift D? It is Shift D. Haha. Yes. So we can just press this and then get into the trade menu, and then we can take a look at. Is there anything in here I actually want? No, I actually just want the upgrade components. So in here we have a bunch of different things we actually want. I want to see in the general software. You'll see there's docking computer Mark 1 and docking computer Mark 2. So we're definitely going to want docking computer Mark 1. And I probably want the Mark II version, so we may as well just go ahead and get that. If we have a look at the encyclopedia, it says increase the range at which the docking procedure can be automated. Docking computer Mark 1 basically automates the final stages. So basically, number 1, you don't have to line up quite as much. Number 2, it happens from farther away. Essential in both cases, because I'm terrible at docking. Okay, so we're definitely going to want those. As far as everything else, let's just take a look at scanning, long-range scanning. Is this just range? Scan resolution allowing more accurate identification of certain types of objects. How much are you? Yeah, 74 grand. I suppose. Trading computer extension, I will probably want. Excuse me, noise. That's just another ship docking. Nothing I can do for that one. So yeah, what this basically does is when you go and find the actual prices for stuff, it basically retains that information. And even, I think it even keeps it up to date. Yeah, it maintains a link. So it keeps it up to date even after you've left. And there's other ways of dealing with it later. But to get started with, I probably want that. And why don't we just take the long-range scanner, just so that's actually fine. And we basically lose money for the, because, well, not lose money, but we trade back in the Mark 1. So that's software that we can upgrade. This ship is pretty much terrible, but I want at least those upgrades available on this ship. So I think we will tell it to add to shopping list. So press 4, or click on that button. And press 4 again to confirm the order. And we just have to wait for 1 minute for the upgrade to finish. Now, I don't currently, if we just have a look at the map while this is here, if we have a look and zoom out, you'll see all I've explored so far is an equipment dock, a couple of graphene refineries, because graphene's more popular than saying graphite, I suppose, and medical supply. Well, graphene factory is just a bunch of lead pencils being ripped with sellotape, and yeah, that's the way that works. Anyway, medical supply factory, that's about all I've got explored. I need to go from here now and go and find a shipyard, because if I want to go buy a new ship or buy extra ships, I need to go and explore. Not much, no way out of that really. So I'm going to do that once my upgrade's finished, and I shouldn't need to dock manually like that ever again. Or at least not unless I forget to buy it for a new ship. Now, if you've already played the game, you probably know what I'm about to do, but if you haven't, I'm basically going to go over to one of the gates over here, and we're going to find ourselves on, well, we're going to find the highway. It's a big ring circle sort of lane that crosses through a number of sectors, and once we're on it, we just stay on it. That will let us just scan all kinds of different objects, or at least see all kinds of different objects. Let me just go into travel mode. Let's see lots of different objects and explore lots of sectors. That will just get us the map filled in. You can see it doesn't zoom out very far right now, but it will zoom out farther. So I'm just going to follow these gates and find that main highway, and from the main highway, we should basically be able to see lots of sectors. when you're exploring, at least at first, one other thing to mention is that you should probably just follow the direction that other ships are going. They will either be going to a station, or they will be heading for a belt, or heading for a gate. And ideally we want to get for the gates first, so in this case I'm just following the rough path of this one out, and we're in Grand Exchange 3, there's Black Hole Sun 4, 5, that's where we went to, and we'll see what's over here. It may require me to go back through Black Hole Sun 4, but I'm just really exploring. It's been a while, and there we go, we have another set of gates ahead of us, so that's something for me to head to. Yeah, just follow the other ships, at least for now. One other thing, and you may have seen it just to the bottom left there, when we, but stations are already being destroyed by the war. Yes, this game has a war, but right when the game first came out, the war, nothing really happened. It was supposed to have a war, but at the same time, well, that is a Xenon. Yeah, we don't like the Xenon. They're bad guys. Anyway, as I was saying, the war didn't really kick off, and there were some bugs right at release with that kind of thing as a problem, and thankfully that now appears not to be the case, so we are, well, I'm very happy that that's the case. We get, one, being a challenge, but two, I want to see where we actually get to, or how far the war goes, and how quickly it escalates more than anything else. So yeah, X games are not ones that you necessarily will always win. That is something to be careful of, and I'm just going to do a quick scan. Okay, and you'll see there is another construction of a station there as well, so clearly things are actually moving, and we'll see how well they go as we go forwards. So, is that a station near a jump gate? I hope. There's a lockbox it's found over there as well, so we could go and head to that as well, I suppose. But for now, I'm going to continue to explore. And here we've crossed over into Pius's Mists, so if we just zoom out there, you'll see we've gone through Nepilus's Fortune, into Pius Mists, and we're heading down towards this. This is the superhighway that we actually want. It's a big ring road, and we just need to get onto it. So just impact. You see that very, 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 very tiny blue line? It's about to get a whole lot larger once we actually get closer. Once we trade up from this ship, we'll be able to go faster and get into this super long range mode quite quickly. But yeah, we've got to get through the early part of the game. So I'm going to head to the right. I'm going to head up towards Argon Prime, which is sort of up there somewhere, and this will take us around in a ring. So yeah, I'll see you once I get to Argon Prime. And here we are in Argon Prime. We're on the superhighway, and we're just going to get off in a second, and I'm just going to see if the stations are here. Is this going to be the shipyard I'm looking for? Basically a wharf. Let's have a look. Argon Wharf is at the opposite side, so I'm just going to start guidance to object, and that's going to be over this side. The locations of stations in the sectors are going to be randomized, I think, if I remember rightly, per game, so they're never quite in the same place, but you get the idea. So we're going to dock here, and we should be able to have a much nicer docking experience. Let's see how well that goes this time. So one of the things we got as a message as we got closer is saying, hey, it's a shipyard. You should probably think about deploying a satellite here. That lets you see basically this station itself. So, but I think it lets you see anything on the station as well. So if we just go to deploy civilian, we have a bunch of different things we were given at the start of the game. One of them is satellites. So we'll just drop one of them, and that should appear behind us. You can see it on the mini-map at the bottom, well, not mini-map, but this sort of HUD map at the bottom, and there is a satellite, and if we just go into the zoomed out mode, you'll see what the can we see the range of that satellite? Yeah, there's that green circle. Hopefully that shows up on YouTube. So we have basically visibility of the Argon Wharf, and
Argon Wharf.
Oh, am I in scan mode? I don't think I'm in scan mode. Anyway, let's select the wharf. Let's just go here. Can we actually do anything in here? We can buy ships directly, I guess, from here. So if we have a look at what we have in size small, do we have, well, the Eclipse requires a Federation military ship license. I don't have that. That'd be kind of nice as a sort of heavy small fighter, but I may have to do a bit of a comparison. Let's do what you have in medium. We have the miners, there are transporters. I think I basically want to have a look for some gas miners to get started. They're a good way to get some sort of cash flow going that isn't based on me going mining stuff. So I'm going to just dock here. Can I just dock from this? In fact, maybe I can just press Shift D. And you're going to tell me to go up there. Fine. So let's just go this way. You can boost. The boost will slow down automatically when you get into the station, as long as you're accurate enough. But yeah, that's sort of your choice entirely. And let's see how easy this is. And there we go. So see how easy that is? That's much, much nicer. Okay, so we are now docked and we can buy ships. So let's take a look at that. So then, whichever faction you have, if you go to one of the wharfs, you will find two different kinds of miner. And aside from the visual differences, of course, you can have miners that look quite different. They either have solid storage or liquid storage. I'm going to choose liquid to get started. And this case, for Argon, that is the Sunder Vanguard. And it's a little bit blockier, I guess, than the other one. But that's exactly what we want to get started. And it says down here at the bottom right, currently edited ship is missing mandatory upgrades marked in red. So we need to actually upgrade some stuff before we are able to do that. So we basically need to choose some stuff. I'm not going to worry about this too much. I'm going to go for Mark 1 travel engines. In thrusters, I'm just going to pick all round. Again, this is probably a remote ship. I won't be flying it myself. And then basically we're going to need to choose some things. So flight assist software. Let's take a look at that one. So that is automatic compensating from drift, changing direction. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not too concerned about it. Long range software Mark 1, and then just get a basic scanner. We can buy some of the other upgrades as well. A trading computer extension, etc. Targeting computer extension, docking computer. These are the sort of things that quickly sort of escalate that build to get started, but they do mean that you can basically take over the ship and fly it yourself and have the same features on each ship. So yeah, I mean, I think I'll just bring that down a little bit in price. 282,000. Missing blueprints to create a valid loadout for this ship. Blueprints, we want crew, we need a captain, mandatory. And what's the valid loadout for this ship? Missing blueprints. Why am I missing blueprints? Do I need blueprints? Minimum preset? No, that's fine. Yeah, I can press 4 to confirm the order, and that will start the ship building. It takes 9 minutes to build said ship, but I'm going to start that up. My money's gone down, unfortunately, but I'm going to get out, and I just want to see if I can actually buy any licenses. I think the Argon Prime Wharf is where the faction representative is. This is a medium ship, so you can see them usually being built. That is not my ship. I wish it were. But there should be another ship being built in the middle, usually on one of these pads. It may take it a little while to get started. But if we head over to the sort of elevator, we should be able to go and see if we can find a faction representative. So over here, press F, and then do we have that kind of thing? Fabrication bay, security office, manager's office. Maybe it's not here. I will go and take a look though. Anything in the manager's office? Yep, there is someone here.
Hello.
Manager, hi.
Hello.
Where can I find way to faction representative number 4?
Sending you information now.
Tracy Weemond, and where are you, Tracy? You are hopefully in this system. Or maybe not. Yeah, that would be nice if you showed me. Maybe I'm going to undock first. Maybe I haven't discovered it yet. I really thought it was Argon Prime. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Anyway, back to the ship. Shift D. You can always jump back. And then I'm going to go do a bit more exploring. I'm going to send myself around the Circle Highway while that ship gets built. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do as soon as the ship's built. And hopefully it will be able to auto mine. If it doesn't, that might be a bit of inconvenience. But hopefully it will. Let's wait for it to be finished. And I'm going to keep on exploring. As soon as I undocked, this automatically became highlighted, so this clearly is where Tracy Weemond is. So I'm going to head over there and dock, and then I'll see you once I find her. And here we go. We can go and visit the representative's office. And if you have a look on the map, we are over here at the shipyard. So I was in the wharf. It is actually the shipyard. I was close. Give me a break. It's been about 8-9 months. So in here, we should be able to find, yep, representative, who wants to be really safe by keeping a spacesuit on at all times with your helmet closed. Yeah, okay. Anyway, show me your licenses. So in here, we can buy a police license for 156,000 or trade off a subscription for 10 million. That, if I remember rightly, lets you see all the trade offers all the time. So rather than having satellites, I think you're able to just see the current prices. That's not going to come anytime soon, or at least I'm not going to worry about getting that anytime soon. Police license sort of lets you, well, I need to go and actually check what that actually does, but I'm better relations, so we can't actually buy it at all. That's unfortunate. So we don't have any option for any of the licenses yet, so we're probably going to need to do some missions for them to actually get a little bit more, well, reputation. Let's just shift you back to the ship. Now, do we have our other ship actually ready yet? Let's see. Do we have that one showing up? We have another ship right there. It's under Vanguard. So if I look at my property owned tab, do I have this? I do. Oh, hang on. It's 4 minutes 50 left yet. That's unfortunate. So it's 48% in construction. Another tip just to mention, you can actually turn your cockpit off. So if you don't like this view of the cockpit, and some people don't like the fact it's blocking out a lot of the view, I think I'm going to disable it as well. You can map it in the control options. It literally has a setting called toggle cockpit. So if you press that, cockpit disappears. So now you can see all the same information, but you don't have the cockpit blocking out the view, which is a lot more like the sort of earlier games in the series that I quite like. They both see everything more than the internal cockpit. Although whenever I change ships to a new sort of ship, more than happy to show you the inside of the cockpit. However, we can, if I just toggle that off as well, you can press F2 and go into the different modes for various things. Yeah, in my case, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go into F1 mode, and then in my case I've just chosen the apostrophe as the key, but you can choose whatever you like. And let's see how far around we have. So here we are. You can see we've got all the way around the ring, and we're heading back towards Pius's Mist, which we're about to get to. Yeah, so we've got the entire ring done now, and we can head back up towards Argon Prime. And we're now back in Argon Prime. So if I go into my map, go to property owned, I should now be able to select my Sunder Vanguard. And I will, I think, probably rename it at some point soon. I'm not sure if you can just click there to rename it. Maybe in the information tab. It's been a while. I will find out where that is. But behavior is the most important one. Set default behavior. It's currently set to hold position. We clearly don't want that. So we click on that, and we have an option to choose of a number of different things. One is sector auto mine. Now, when I first played the game when it first launched, there was only one auto mine option. There are now multiple. As your particular pilot gains in skill level, you can see right now it's 2-star captain, can't do advanced auto mine or expert auto mine, so we'll have to set to sector auto mine. Whereas I'm going to choose hydrogen just to get started, and it says anchor space Argon Prime, Argon Prime. It can't go any farther than one sector, so confirm. And right now its current order queue is undocking, so it's clearly wanting to start. That's good. I like it when it starts. So from that, we may have some more options later as far as this behavior menu, but it's always the same kind of area that we actually want to go in. So yeah, I will choose that and get that going. So that's that done. And is there anything else I want to do in here? Can we actually just view it? Whoops, I can. Yep, yeah, we can view it from here and see what it's actually doing. They're terribly, terribly slow-ish. So 48, 49, our current ship goes up to like 200 or something like that, 250. So once it gets out of this area, can you go any faster? You can, but not hugely. Oh, please don't fly into the station. There you go. So off it goes to auto mine, and we can just, get out of that view. Press F1, we're back where we are. And there's a bunch of things we can do. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about it this episode because we are approaching the 30-minute mark. We can see our ship heading out there intrepidly over to wherever the gas is. So you see there is this gas area here. Well, in fact, I'm not sure if that's the gas area. If that's just the... I think they're different gases. I need to go and check out what the key is for this map. It's been a while. Legend. Mineral region, yeah. So gas region is the blue color, and both mineral and gas are purple. So yeah, that's just something to mention. So I'm sort of... Am I anywhere near the asteroid area? I want to probably... Yes, I am. I want to probably go and get some more crystals. Why not? Because this will generate more money while that first gas miner heads out and starts the mine. So I think I'll leave it there for this episode. We'll see how well that gas miner does and exactly how much we get in for each gas miner. Probably do some more mission. Well, do a mission next episode. Maybe start even on the sort of campaign quest, if you like, the player headquarters quest. And we'll see where we go from there. Depends on what people want to see in the game, or indeed if they want to see it again entirely. If you don't want to see it, then let me know in the comments. If you like the video, let me know by clicking on the like button. Otherwise, you can of course subscribe, share with other people, and see how we go this time through in Season 2. Otherwise, yeah, if you want to see notifications of this, click on the bell. Otherwise, do not. Otherwise, you'll see notifications about a space game if you prefer Minecraft or something else. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time, and hopefully I start a new space empire. See how well it goes this time. Thanks for watching.